opposing red flag.
Do you think people should have the right to own nuclear weapons?
No.
Why not?
Well, I'm going to stick with the Second Amendment and my knowledge. And again, I'm no academic. I don't even pretend to be. I'm a bare knuckles brawler in politics. It's all I know how to do legitimately. But I do know that the Second Amendment was written to protect the rights of individuals for small arms. It didn't say, I'm not opposed to people owning artillery pieces. I have friends with an anti-tank gun, World War II anti-tank gun. I know lots of people with stuff like that, but the Second Amendment actually applies to small arms.
So what you're saying is when back then people did own cannons and warships, they were basically saying, yeah, like that can't, it's legal now, but if they want, we could ban it. You can't have those things.
I don't know.
Because you can still have cannons.
I mean, I wish I'd said I knew. I don't honestly know about why they wrote what they wrote. I was listening to a podcast, IRL, just from a couple days ago, and you guys were talking about that and Christianity, right, with Milo, which was a very fascinating discussion.
But Article 4 of the 17 articles, I think.
Yeah. But I will say that, remember the Miller case. You guys familiar with the Miller case? No. That was the seminal court case the Supreme Court ruled on, or kind of didn't rule, but Miller set the tone. And Miller's an interesting case in that it was a couple of moonshiners who got caught with a still, but there was no alcohol in the still, and the revenuer had to charge them with something. So they charged them with a violation of the 1934 National Firearms Act because they had a short shotgun. Oh, okay. And here's the problem. They appealed it, and it kept going. The decision kept going up the court. And what their defense was, this shotgun was used by the military, and therefore by an infantryman in the military, and it was standard that they would use it, and therefore we get to own it because the Second Amendment says so. And they got all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court, and guess what? They are moonshiners. They didn't show up.
You know what's funny?
They lost.
I just pulled up the Bill of Rights Wikipedia. Not that it's a great source, but it says the Federalists were concerned the Bill of Rights would actually create procedural uncertainties and that the states could guarantee rights better. Who cared? The federal government wasn't that strong. And that's a horrifying thing because, especially after the Civil War, this country became under the boot of the federal government, who then decides what you can and can't do. So thank the heavens for the Bill of Rights.
Yeah. So, but the Bill of Rights really covers small arms. And I like the joke. I mean, we make that joke with politicians when we're vetting them before they run for office. We ask them, what's your stance on guns? And a couple of them said, tank in every garage. And it's a great joke, but the Second Amendment actually doesn't cover.
So clarification, it was the fifth article in the first iteration of the 17 articles, ultimately ended with the Second Amendment, which stated, a well-regulated militia composed of the body of the people, being the best security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, but no one religiously scrupulous of bearing arms shall be compelled to render military service in person.